All right, so I wanted to make this video because we just had a 5-month-old come in as a new patient, and then a day later, I think it was a day, maybe 2 days later. Actually, I think it was, yeah, a couple days later, we got a phone call from a patient, from a potential patient. It was the mom of a 4-year-old. And so, we like to make these videos because a lot of times, even our patients coming into the office, they'll see us working on babies and kids, and they have questions, which is great. So the baby, the 5-month-old, it's sleeping issues, and getting to sleep is no problem, but staying asleep past 4 hours. And then the baby, she's waking up and she's up every hour. And then she's like not having restful sleep after the 4 hours, and her naps are not what they should be. Mom would like her taking at least 2 naps for an hour. She's just not getting her naps in. And she's only 5 months. So sleep's a big thing because we heal during sleep. The 4-year-old, the mom called up and said that 4-year-old kid on the autistic spectrum, we have a lot of kids on the spectrum, and just looking for other options to help with what's going on with her 4-year-old son. And we'll have kids that are coming in where maybe it's behavior, they're not really speaking, they're not making eye contact, they can seem really stressed out. They're like in sympathetic overdrive. And that's my point is, these are two different kids, two different types of symptoms that the parents are coming in for, but yet our approach is going to be the same. And the 4-year-old's mom actually said, well, I'm looking at different things. So I was thinking about the gut and gut health. And I know, I researched you, and I see you take care of kids, and, you work with them with their spine, with chiropractic, but I also see you do nutrition. Well, you're a nutritionist. That's what she said. And I was thinking about gut health. My answer to that is that we have people coming in, kids with all different symptoms and issues, right? But our approach is the same, meaning that the main thing that we check people for is what's called a subluxation. That's when the bones in the spine get stuck, the joints get locked up, they're not moving properly. So when that's happened to someone in the spine, that sends bad information. It's negative nociceptive information goes up to the brain, and basically causes a release in stress hormones, and it puts the baby, it puts the kid, it puts us adults into fight or flight stress response, a sympathetic overdrive. And when you're in fight or flight, that shuts down resting, healing, and digestion. So you can't focus, you can't sleep, you can't rest, you can't digest. Insulin becomes resistant, systemic inflammation happens, your cholesterol profile changes, your blood pressure changes, a bunch of bad things that if we stay stuck in that, it's bad for our overall health and well-being, and it can break us down and make us become sick. It's a causal factor for every chronic illness. But when a kid's coming in, we'll check them to see if they're subluxated with a thermal scan. It's non-invasive. And then when we gently adjust them, that sends positive, when we get those joints moving gently, and it's super gentle, that sends positive proprioceptive signals up to the cerebellum, and it taps into the vagus nerve. So the brain body communication, the brain gut connection can come through the vagus nerve. And I explain that to mom. But also when it comes to, gut health, people say, oh, I got to heal my gut. Well, if you think about leaky gut, right, there are 5 main things that cause leaky gut. The first 3 are things that can't be changed. Number 4 and 5 we can work on. So the first one is C-section birth. Second thing is antibiotic use. Third thing is prescription medication. And we don't tell people to stop taking the medication. I'm just pointing out what causes leaky gut based on the research, right, on the data. Number 4 is a poor diet. That we can definitely work on, which, you should. That's your lifestyle. And number 5 is actually when someone's stuck in sympathetic overdrive or stuck in sympathetic fight or flight, which we know that when they're subluxated, that puts them into fight or flight. What the research shows is that when we actually work on people, it lowers their cortisol, gets them out of fight or flight. So if we can do something that's super easy, like laying them on the table and working on them, get their stress hormones decreased, get them out of sympathetic overdrive, shift them to more of parasympathetic, that in turn is going to help get them out of sympathetic fight or flight, which is a causal factor for leaky gut. So that's our approach with that. That's much easier, actually, than trying to get a 4-year-old to change their diet. So when a parent comes to me, I say, listen, It's great. Lifestyle is great. We do a whole workshop on stress and inflammation, and I go over lifestyle strategies. You should work on your lifestyle. But what we really offer, what I offer in this office that's super unique that you're not going to get anywhere else, is actually gently working on kids to get rid of their subluxations, and adults also, and which in turn gets them out of sympathetic fight or flight. So we start with that, because if someone's stuck in fight or flight, we want to do whatever the quickest, easiest, safest thing that we can do to get that person healing and healthy. And that's why we can help with things like sleep. It's not that I treat like sleep disorders or focus. I don't treat ADD or ADHD or autism. I'm not treating those things. What we're working on is actually getting someone out of sympathetic fight or flight. And when we get them out of sympathetic fight or flight, then the miracles can happen. Then the kids become reconnected. We just emailed out a testimonial video from a patient whose son on the autistic spectrum, and they did a video testimonial for me. You could check it out. I posted on our Facebook page also, but we emailed it out to our practice, and how mom's talking about the text message she got from her teacher after he started care for like, I think it was like a month maybe, where he was like more connected, more verbal, more eye contact, calm, not misbehaving, just amazing things happening. That's all based on the neurology. So really, that's what I'm working on. All right, so I just wanted to answer that, because of course gut health is important, but the way that we can really quickly help gut health is with what I just explained. So if you haven't had your child, if your child is dealing with symptoms and you haven't had their nervous system checked, you should consider getting that done. That's what we do in our office, and it's super non-invasive. All right, hope this finds you well, and I'll talk to you soon.